Alright. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic, less non-classic. This is episode number 3367, Doubleshot 3261. I got two trades from DC. One is part of the All Initiative, the other was a flashback book. First that we have is Titans, Volume 3, known as Hard Feelings. Interesting that this series, despite having a new writer, this book does not get relaunched for its trade paperback numbering. Nope. But yet Batman and Robin did. After only releasing 2 volumes, so Josh Williams is like, oh, because we now have Bill K. Johnson's book, let's relaunch the graphic novel numbering. This book, surprisingly, no. Despite the fact this is the 4th trade that collect issues from this very run. Because some of the issues were tied to Beast World. Yes. This book contains issue 1621 of Titans, Volume 4. Yep. Which, as rate as this is going, this might actually break the previous volume's record. Because I think the last time, it was like 30 issues, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. So you have John Layman, brand new writer here, with Pete Woods and Sarkina. Now, I heard John Layman was going to the book. I'm like, that's interesting. Because here's the weird thing about John Layman. Prior to this, he did a miniseries. And before that, last book he worked on was Detective Comics. But this is technically his first ongoing book he's done for DC Comics since 2013. Yes, when these issues came out last year, actually maybe this year. Looking here. No, actually, this was this year. Actually, these issues came out last year. So, when these issues came out, this is the first time he's written an ongoing series in 11 years. I had heard the reason why that he was away for a while. I think that he was working on TV. I think. So, brand new writer, brand new lineup, and there's kind of a reason for it. So, our lineup for this run, because Wally West is off the team because of stuff related to opposite power get the myth. So your lineup for these set of issues is Roy Harper, who rejoins the roster. You're probably curious, was part of the previous volume of the series? Yes, he was. Along with Donna, Nightwing, Beast Boy, Cyborg, and Starfire. Yep. So it's like, yeah, pretty much basically the mostly the Marvel George Perez lineup. So we start off with the Titans, despite they also being, they operate the semi despite like they're also remembering just like, and this comes basically to play later on. So Wally is back on the roster, obviously, and of course, yeah, and there's a test with this alien being that they have to briefly fight in this opening issue. And, well, Roy basically is able to stop it, no problem. But Wally has to stay behind because they need a Flash in Justice League. Because, of course, Barry lost his powers because of... Be right back. Sorry about that. Trick-or-treaters showed up because, it was Halloween. Yep. So, back to this. So, Wally has stayed behind because basically, well, and there's also accusations, the whole thing of the alien thing, and of course, Wally has big peacemaker between Titans and The Question. Yeah, and of course, basically, it's like, you better check out, you've learned your lesson. It's honest, like, you're way out of balance with that. And this is something, we also became by Robot Man. Yes, we're continuing this bullcrap idea, where in the Titans book, let's everybody associate with Justice League to be complete dicks to our team. Because, they're not the Justice League. So... yeah, and Donna's like, you're full of bullcrap. And of course, Wally has to stay behind because well, Barry lost his power because of absolute power, and hasn't got his powers back. So basically, we have our lamp set out, and of course, they go back to the tower in Bloodhaven at first, and of course, then for some weird reason, it becomes the classic George Perez tower from the 1980s. Everybody's got the 80s looks, and it's like, yeah, I feel a little deja vu, and of course, everybody feels at home here. Also, Nightwing officially steps down. Like, he's still part of the team, yes, but he basically steps on position leadership because basically he needs a break, so he hands position off to Donna Troy. Makes total sense given her experience. Yep. And then stuff with Roy here, and then all of a sudden the team is attacked by, of all people, the Clock King. Though for some reason we have the Clock King, who is based upon the first Batman the animated series, and he's all a bunch of mind game stuff, and of course Donna's like breaking out of that, and well, apparently this guy previously appeared in the Suicide Squad Dream Team miniseries, so he's held him hostage, and looking up basically, thanks to their two-way street with them everything, they beat the Clock King pretty easily. And then we see Clock King where he's at a bar, he's been defeated. And then he's approached by... This is interesting. Because, of course, I should point out, though, this man died in Dark Crisis Infinite Earths issue 7. Because John Layman decides to randomly bring back this character from the dead. Frickin' Deathstroke. Yes, they're wearing the outfit he wore during his Deathstroke Incorporated book. Now, this is interesting because this man is supposed to be dead. Now, how in the world this man is alive, these issues do not explain that at all. But my guess is that Layman probably brought him in to be in this book because he's associated with Titans. Well, this version of life anyways. And why not? And also, I heard recently that he's getting a new ongoing series. Who's writing? I've not heard anyways. So, and then with the very next issue, by the way, we're on issue number 18, mind you. So the Titans move to New York City. And they decide to go underground with this big, huge bunker thing. I should point out, though, not the first time the Titans have done this. They did this also in the first final for the series. Except that Donna does not want the tower blowing up again. So pretty much, yeah, they abandoned the tower in Bloodhaven. So Bloodhaven has no superhero team. They're back in New York City. So basically, John Layman is basically just trying to recapture the magic that was the Marvel George Perez one in subtle ways, but it's not completely obvious. Though this underground bunker thing, this actually was something that Marvel George Perez did not come up with. You're thinking, really? Who came up with that? Devin Grayson. You think, wait, Devin Grayson is the same person who wrote that controversial Nightwing issue where he got raped by Tarantula? Yes, though this came before that. So, no hologram per se, but yeah, Titan Tunnel, so everybody's on the ground. And because of what happened in Nightwing, they had to leave town, and this up with Raven. And then all of a sudden we have a bus attacking here. Because we have Mammoth and Shimmer. And there's mention about the Fearsome Five, but they're not here. So they just briefly fight them. And then of course, just like, oh, time recorded from the Crime Syndicate. And then with issue 19, we have Killer Frost becoming a villain. And then we have her being questioned by the Question. It's like, this is around the lockup, it's good clearance. Security clearance, I'm a member of the Justice League. I don't make your rules, I just enforce them. This is just because I used to be a suit villain. Yeah, and everyone goes just chillaxing, and of course, basically, it's like nobody treats him with respect, so basically, she decides to do a temper tantrum in New York City. And you have Cyborg working on a side project, and of course, then she freezes stuff. And the Titans have to fight Killer Frost. And then Batman shows up by complete randomness. Yes. And decides, I guess John Layman's like, hey, let's have Batman, a guy he wrote in Detective Comics, to be a dick to the team. It's like, I'll take it from here. It's like, you're a long way of Gotham, Batman. A fellow league of turning seems worthy of my attention. I know the league is considering tossing him into the Phantom Zone. Frost doesn't deserve that. That's for us to decide. Well, remember Justice League, just like you. Should we vote this? Of course you, just not the deciding vote. Don't be like this. I like this. Yes, so... And then we have a guy walk the street, answers the phone, and apparently Killer Frost is acting like this because we have the Psycho Pirate make an appearance here. I'm like, that's interesting. No, he's not dead per se. He didn't die like Deathstroke did. It just, I think the last time I heard him show up was actually in Batman by Tom King. And then randomly, issue 20 opens up with Donna and Roy making out. Yep. So yeah, we have to deal with this now. We have Beast wearing Raven to be an item, which is interesting. And of course, basically, him basically acting in controls, like, of course, Raven has to calm him down, of course, because they love each other. And then for some pure randomness, it's like, yeah, he turns, and of course, they start making out, and then everybody the freaking port makes out by complete randomness. Yes, it was complete random. I'm seeing this, I'm like, yeah, this reminds me of a live issue of Joe Winnick's Outsiders, where randomly at a prison that Titans are basically trying to stop a breakout, people start randomly making out for no apparent reason. And then they go to Mercy Hall, which this was the headquarters of the Teen Titans team that Adam Glass wrote. I'm a little surprised, basically, that they decided to revisit this thing. And apparently Star Labs took it over, and now it's run by Bumblebee. And Cyborg is a trouble here, and they have more Silver Psycho Pirate. And they start attacking, and of course manipulating emotions. And then we have the return of Vanita, who is a character that made her debut in the previous run. And now she's been rebuilt, no longer being brainwashed, sent by Waller, and, well, now part of the team. Interesting idea. And then we have sort of White Raven here, and then it's like, oh yeah, we're going to fight Deathstroke now. Okay. Interesting. I gotta admit, Layman had it written to be an actual Titans book. You basically get what you bought, which is nice. Nothing terrible here per se, just that, okay, so Killer Frost becomes a villain. Again. Despite the fact she's a member of Justice League. Oh, and she's like this because of Psycho Pirate. Okay. Interesting. But the most randomness about this book is not that. The fact that Deathstroke is randomly alive. How the heck he survived the events of Dark Crisis is not really explained. He was only dead for, 3 years? Yep. But now next we're on to the 6th trade for Batman Super World's Finest. Impossible! Which collect issue 2630 of Batman Super World's Finest. Which, yes, as seen in the cover, yep, Mark Waid is revisiting Mixie Mixaplick and Batmite. Yep, this is basically their counter with Batmite. And of course, by the way, the book is drawn by Dan Moria, Travis Mercer, and Gail Markov. Oh, and also, after issue 30, Dan Moria steps down as the interior artist of this book and just does the covers. And I have heard next year he's doing one book. I'm not sure which one because he was doing this. He's been caged to coming back, but he's no longer a regular artist of this book now for some reason. I'm not sure why. And then randomly we start out with, opens up a complete random page where you have Batman wearing a coat and everyone's like 90s, but then they turn back normal. Then you have Sinestro have his own version of an imp. Yes. And then you have Robin put on a costume from one of the alternate universes. This, of course, Dick Grayson, This is Dick Grayson, not Tim Drake or Jason Todd. And then Central City is attacked by You think, well, look at this guy, is like, is that Venom Savage? Oh no, that's Abracadabra. Yep, Abracadabra's here by sheer randomness. Yeah, not sure why, but yeah, he gets his own imp. And then we have stuff with the villains and real fun stuff here. And of course, we have a fight between Batman and Deathstroke. And for some reason, Batman is wearing, get this, the outfit he's wearing here with the purple gloves like this, that showed during Zero Year. Why in the world he randomly wore that, I have no idea. And have Deathstroke here wearing the George Perez attire, which feels completely random. And then we have this other fifth dimension, who's like enemy of theirs. There's a Parasite. We have a spoof of Batman the Animated Series here. And then, just by sheer randomness, let's throw in Chemico, because, of course, because Metal Men are here, Black Manta, Aquaman, and then we have drawn like the Super Friends, because basically, well, why not? And then we have Ultraverse Jimmy Olsen. Like, okay, interesting. Feels like a lot of stuff you would see from the Silver Age. And I do kind of enjoy this. Plus, I love this cover artwork. It's amazing. This is Philippe Massaro. Get this guy a job as terrorist. This is amazing. I love the cover artwork here. Yeah, and of course, then we have where Olsen swaps faces, and of course, you have Superman. It's basically recreating the Silver Age in a positive way, per se. And then we have basically where we have fight this giant creature here, and that's kind of in a way what happens here. Just basically just might versus brawn, which, yeah, really interesting. Give the book roughly 9 out of 10, just pure comedy. Yep, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, notifications. I will see you out to my stream tonight, where I'm hoping to get started with a couple of stuff, okay? A couple of anime. One is back-to-back Horror Dungeon, the other is new anime, okay? Next video.